Okay, ayan. So, we have one viewer. Hello, good evening po, teachers. Good evening. Ayan, two viewers na. Kindly share this link to your co-reviewees na naka-enroll po sa Teacher Sepi. Okay, ayan. So, this is Coach Rochi. I am going to rationalize questions po for professional education. Okay, so Prof Ed po tayo today. Hello po, teachers. Good evening. You can actually utilize the comment section po. Hello, this is Coach Rochi. How are you, teachers? Hello, Ma'am Hazel. Hello, Ma'am Maria. Parang kailan lang. Last week, nag-ratio tayo ng Gen Ed. Ngayon, magra-rationalize tayo ng Prof Ed. Hello, Sir Joshua. Good evening. Good evening to all. How are you? Kumusta? Papalapit ang let, no? Sige, wag ma-pressure. Chill lang. Oh, chill. Relax, no? Basta mag-review, mag-study. Dapat maraming baon on the day of the board exam. Okay, sige. So, before tayo mag-start, mag-pray muna tayo. Let us ask for the divine providence from our Lord Almighty. Let us put ourselves in the presence of the Lord for the Trinitarians in the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Almighty and ever-loving God, we praise and glorify your name. We thank you for this delightful day. We thank you for everything, especially for the gift of life, for each blessing you bestowed upon us, for the people around us, O Lord, especially our family, our relatives, cousins, our loved ones, O Lord. We thank you for their presence. Lord, we are very sorry for every mistake, every wrongdoing we have committed against your will. As we start with our review session this evening, may you continue to bless our co-reviewees, Lord. Give them the knowledge and understanding as we will rationalize questions that will be related to their licensure exam for teachers, Lord. May you give them the strength to carry on as they are going to do their best to ace and top the licensure exam for teachers this coming September 2026. All these I ask and pray in the mighty name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Ayan, okay. Hello, Ma'am Glenda. Ayan, so, binabasa ko po yung mga comments ninyo. Good evening to all. Okay, so, ayan. So, this is Coach Rochi. Okay, so we will rationalize professional education this evening. Alright? Sige, so before tayo mag-start sa ating rasyo, so let us, ipakita muna natin yung ating energy, no? Ating manifestation na we claim it na by God's grace, lahat po kayo ay LPTs ngayong September 2026 let. Okay, so LPTs and top-notchers, alright? Sige, kindly send it here dito sa ating comment section. LPT 2026, ayan. LPT 2026 kayong lahat. Sige daw, paki-send dito sa comment section. Para naman ay talagang feel na natin, no, na-claim niyo na talaga yung lisensya. No? Yung lisensya na pinakaasam-asam ninyo. Magta-top at papasa, of course, no? LPT 2026. Ayan. So, napaka-participative. Okay? Ayan. So, let's claim it, no? Claim it na ngayon pa lang ay LPTs na po kayo. Okay? So, walang imposible yan siya. Basta talaga mag-effort lang, no? Effort, prayer, okay? So, ayan. Let's surrender it to God. By God's grace, lahat po kayo ay LPTs ngayong September 2026. Alright? So, thank you po, teachers. Alright, sige. Para tapos na, no? Joke lang. Okay? So, magsa-start na po tayo sa ating rationalization for Prof. Ed. Alright? Sige, so kasi 2 hours lang tayo ngayon. Sige, so let us start our rationalization with number 1. Sige, ito po yung first question. A teacher notices that students can correctly define formative assessment but rarely use feedback to improve their work. Which intervention best addresses the underlying problem? Is it A, give more definitions, B, increase assessment frequency, C, require revision using feedback, or is it letter D, provide longer lectures? Sige. So, yung question natin, mga moments, or actually, teachers, you can actually write your answers sa comment section. And later on, i-check natin, no, kung ilan yung scores ninyo. Okay? Sige. So, parang, ano na rin ito? Practice test. Okay? 60 items. Sige, so students daw can correctly, so na-notice ni teacher, okay, let's say ako na-notice ko na yung students, they can define what is formative assessment. Ano nga yung formative, di ba? Formative assessment or known as assessment for learning. So usually, that assessment is given before and during, okay? Before and during, kaya nga yung pre-test, kasali yan as formative, okay? And also, kaya lang yung pre-test, parang kino-consider siya as diagnostic because we're trying to diagnose, knowing the strengths, weaknesses, no? The difficulties, the learning problem of the students, ganun siya. Pero pag formative, yun na nga, diagnostic is part of the formative. So again, the formative assessment is during the formation of learning, kaya nga formative, during the formation. So, during the instructional time, no? So, mahalaga talaga dyan na mag-feedback sa teacher, of course, no? Kailangan na mag-feedback sa teacher kasi, diba, para ma-monitor, malaman ni student na, hindi ko pa pala na-gets yung concept na yan, diba? So, ano example ng mga formative, like, pop quiz, mga short quiz, mga ginagawa ng teachers natin before, diba? Magpa-short quiz sila in between of the lesson, the discussion. Pwede rin oral recitation, ganyan, no? Like short activity, just to check lang, no? The understanding and knowledge of the students. Nakalagay dyan, rarely use feedback. Rarely use feedback. Minsan kasi, diba, yung feedback lang ng teacher pag maka-answer si student, correct, very good, ganyan lang. Dapat kasi pag feedback, it should be specific, it should be constructive, 'di ba? Ganyan. Minsan nga 'di ba pag feedback tayo, dapat hamburger yung ating equation. Bakit hamburger? Kasi 'di ba, unahin mo muna yung parang unahin mo muna yung parang appreciative na feedback, and then afterwards, of course, kung may correction ka, dapat mag-correct ka talaga. Para corrective feedback siya, constructive. Ganon, pero rarely daw, minsanan lang, or rare talaga, like once in a blue moon. Sige, so anong intervention ang dapat dyan? Of course, the correct answer here, walang iba kundi, ayan, require revision using feedback. Yan, so kailangan i-revise, no? Require revision. So, i-revise mo yung assessment mo Now, of course, nangangailangan talaga ng feedbacking. Of course, because it's important, it's crucial for the students to know, to monitor his or her own progress. So, hindi pwede na bigyan mo ng mas maraming definition. Diyos ko, mabombard lang ang students niyan. Increase assessment frequency. Parati ka magpapakwiz kasi hindi, yun talaga, alam ko anong formative as magpapakwiz ako ngayon. Provide longer lectures. Diyos ko, very traditional, very teacher-centered. So, again, letter C ang tamang answer. Next, number 2. During a group task, the highest performing learner completes nearly everything while others merely agree. Which teacher response best preserves collaboration while increasing individual accountability? Sige daw, during a group task daw, yung highest performing learner completes nearly everything. Syempre nga, highest performing ibig sabihin sobrang talino. Okay? While others merely agree. So, which teacher response best preserves collaboration? So, dapat yung pinapromote ito yung collab. Okay? While increasing individual accountability. Kasi minsan, pag collaboration, especially pag group work, parang isa lang, leader lang, or yung high-performing student na yung gagawa, di ba? Sige, is it to remove the leader? Remove mo yung leader. Assign differentiated individual roles, reduce the task difficulty, or grade only the final output. So, of course, the correct answer here, walang iba kundi letter B. So, you should assign, diba, the individual role. Dapat may secretary, sino yung assign sa role na yan, may leader, ganyan, no? Hindi pwede na may dalawa or may tatlo na ang ambag lang is pansit canton. So, mali yun siya. Okay, magluto lang ng pansit canton for snack. Sige. So, hindi pwede i-remove mo yung leader, reduce the task difficulty. Parang ikaw nag-adjust, di ba? Depende sa learning competency kasi. Yung assessment mo, magdedepende din sa achievement ng learning competency. Di ba? We are outcomes-based education. Grade only the final output. Actually, yung i-grade mo dyan, of course, the PT, the summative, di ba? Hindi lang yung final output. So, again, letter B ang tamang sagot. Next, number 3. A teacher wants students to challenge an established interpretation of a historical event using evidence. Which task best represents the intended cognitive demand? Ayan. So, wants students to challenge established interpretation of a historical event using evidence. So, hindi pwede na pagawa-gawa lang, no? Dapat may evidence talaga. Kaya nga, diba, pag history, dapat may primary source, may secondary sources, mga ganyan. So, anong task daw for cognitive? Pag cognitive thinking, rational, no? Rational thinking, intelligence, okay? Yung nasa mind talaga. Is it to rank textbook dates, listing, comparing evidence supporting each interpretation, or memorizing historians' conclusions? Well, obviously, dapat mag-compare sila ng evidence. Kasi pag comparison, parang nag-a-analyze sila, di ba? They're trying to break down, kinukumpara nila, ito yung evidence na to, supporting each interpretation. So, di ba? Analysis kasi pag comparing Kasi kung pag-rank lang, mag-list ka lang, memorize, parang ano lang siya, remembering only. Okay? So, again, letter C. Lower order thinking lang kapag ranking, listing, memorizing. Pero kung i-compare o analyze, HOTS talaga siya. Next, number 4. A curriculum document contains excellent objectives, but classroom activities consistently emphasize or recall. What is the strongest diagnosis? Sige, ano kaya ang sagot natin dito? Okay, so a curriculum document daw nangangailangan ng objectives. Well, obviously, dapat talaga we should begin with the end in mind. Always talaga yan. Start with the objective, okay? Because the objective will lead you kung ano yung assessment mo, ano yung activity mo, ano yung content mo, diba? So, kaya nga may tinatawag tayong instructional alignment or constructive alignment. So, okay. Pero ang nangyari dito is classroom activities consistently emphasize recall. So, mahilig si teacher siguro na magpa-recall lang, more on remembering lang. Tanong-tanong lang ang student, nag-memorize lang sila, diba? Yun kasi usually pag-recall. So, ano yung diagnosis dapat? Is it the curriculum lacks content? Assessment alignment is weak? learning outcomes and pedagogy are misaligned, or letter D, students lack motivation? Well, obviously, the correct answer is, ayan. So, ibig sabihin, hindi align yung objective mo sa pedagogy mo. Ano nga yung pedagogy? 'Di ba? Yan yung the art of teaching, okay? So, sa pedagogy, dyan pumapasok yung strategies natin, approaches natin, na para maituro natin sa students yung tamang, yung lesson, the content, 'di ba? So, dapat aligned siya with the outcomes. Kasi nga, 'di ba, the outcomes-based education na tayo ngayon, na dapat yung mga all activities, the assessments, and even our strategies, dapat align siya with your outcomes, no? Kasi yung outcome mo, yan yung parang determiner siya if there is success, no? Na-achieve ba talaga yan siya or wala? Okay? So again, letter C. Next, number 5, a learner repeatedly gives an incorrect solution to a mathematics problem but can explain every step coherently. So, pabalik-balik siya na mali yung solution niya, pero pag ipa-explain naman sa kanya yung coherently, nakaka-explain naman siya, no? So, before reteaching the procedure, what should the teacher investigate? Is it A, the learner's handwriting, B, learner's underlying misconception, C, learner's attendance, or letter D, the preferred seating? So, obviously, that is the misconception, okay? Kasi baka may parang lang si student, parang namali lang siguro siya, okay, or parang hindi niya lang talaga na ano pa masyado, may nakaligtaan lang siya, okay? So, yun. Pero when it comes to explaining about this step, so tama naman yung process niya. It's just that, parang may namali lang siguro siya or nakaligtaan niya. Okay, so again, letter B. Next, number 6. A teacher allows students to select either a podcast, infographic, or written report to demonstrate the same learning outcome. What principle is most evident? Allow students to select either a podcast, infographic, ano yan siya? Is it differentiation of process? B, differentiation of product? C, mastery learning? Or letter D, direct instruction? Of course, the correct answer here, walang iba kundi letter B. Kasi puro mga product man yan. Podcast, product yan. Infographic, kasi may mga output. Pag may mga output talaga, like tangible output, that is product. Pag process kasi, usually performance, like yung mga experiment, demonstration, role play, yun sila, process yan, 'di ba? Pero kapag product, yung ano talaga, may actual output, like mga artwork, so product yan, okay? Mastery learning, ibig sabihin, pag mastery learning, yung students capable of doing that task independently without the assistance of teacher, no? So, master na mismo ni student yung concept na yan, no? Ayan. Ang direct instruction naman, yan yung traditional instruction. Yan yung si teacher palagi yung nagsasalita inside the classroom. Si student, nga lang. Nakikinig lang. Walang ginagawa yung ibang student. So, teacher-centered. Very teacher-centered yung direct instruction. Sige, next, number 7. A class performs well on factual questions but poorly when asked to transfer concepts to unfamiliar situations. Which instructional adjustment is most defensible? Sige, a class daw performs well on factual questions, pero poorly naman when asked to transfer concepts to unfamiliar situations. Which instructional adjustment is most defensible? Ano kaya ito? Yan, so magaling yung class na yan sa mga factual questions, like yung mga convergent questions na may ano talaga siya, may definite answer. Mga ganun, may specific answer talaga siya. So, yan siya. Pero, pag mag-transfer na sila ng concepts to unfamiliar situations, hindi nila alam. You know what, when we talk about transferring kasi, ibig sabihin yan, if ever na they will be put in that certain context or in that situation, may maisip ba sila na solution for that? Mga ganun, okay? When we talk about transfer kasi, pag transfer, that is the application of learning. So, kaya ba ng student na ma-apply yung learning niya? O, ganon. Kaya ba niya ma-apply yung learning niya from the classroom to the reality? So, ganon yung transfer, no? So, ngayon, hindi man, poorly man. So, which instructional adjustment is most defensible? Anong tamang sagot? Walang iba kundi letter C. So, dapat i-introduce sa students yung mga contextualized transfer tasks o yung sinasabi natin na mga authentic assessment or mga authentic tasks. Pag authentic, dapat yung mga tasks na yan talagang for reality siya. Real world talaga. No? Contextualized. Hindi yung palagi ka na lang nagpapakwiz, diba? So, very like, parang lang siya, exercising the mind always, no? Yung intellect lang. Pero kung nandun na siya sa situation mismo in reality, hindi na alam ng student, di ba? So, ganun. So, again, letter C ang tamang sagot. Hindi din pwede na i-reduce mo yung content coverage kasi magdedepende din yan, di ba? Sa competencies na need ituro. Okay? Increase lecture time. Nako, baka magalit ang student mo niyan. Tapos yung iba, alam niyo yung teachers, no? Students nowadays, especially ngayon, no, yung mga era ng mga bata ngayon, napaka-short lang ng attention span nila. Dahil nga, short ang attention span, how much more the students now, no? So, ayan. So, hindi pwede increasing the lecture time. Okay lang ang increasing lecture time kung board exam yan, kung nagre-review sa board exam kasi you need to master the concepts talaga, back to basic ka, back to fundamentals kasi baka nakalimutan na nung college pa. O, ganun. Pero kung siya, yung sa regular classroom, hindi pwede na increase yung lecture time, Diyos ko. Sige, next, number 8. A student submits an exceptionally polished project generated largely by an AI tool but cannot explain its reasoning. What should the teacher prioritize? Submits an exceptionally polished project generated largely. Exceptionally, ibig sabihin, sobrang ganda. Pero yun pala, ang gumawa is yung artificial intelligence, no? Hindi yung human intelligence mismo. Yan. Pero pag explain na siya, hindi siya maka-explain. Kasi hindi naman siya yung gumawa nun. Kaya hindi talaga siya maka-explain. So, ano yung dapat i-prioritize ni teacher? Of course, dapat i-prioritize ni teacher yung students, process, and understanding. Hindi yung output alone. Kasi kung output alone lang, pwedeng magpagawa ang student. Diba? Pwedeng magbayad lang siya. Or kung ngayon nga, advent of technology, pwede mag-AI lang talaga. So, dapat more on process and understanding. Kaya better if may mga tasks, better if gawin talaga nila inside the classroom or sa school premises para makita mo talaga yung process. Ito pala yung ginawa nila, no? Hindi yung lang sila, reliant lang sila sa kung ano yung nasa artificial intelligence. Okay? So, hindi pwede na i-penalize mo yung technology use kasi diba, inside the classroom, kaya may educational technology, we are utilizing, kasi nasa 21st century na tayo, so we are utilizing yung mga gadgets, devices, digital tools na kailangan for the learning, diba, for the teaching also, ganon. Pero again, if abuse na kasi din, no, yung parang hindi na tama yung pagkagamit, then it's not good na. Okay? It's bad already. Katulad na lang, hindi naman tama yung nasa AI palagi, pero dahil nakadepende na sa AI, lahat na lang AI. No? So, yan siya. Letter B, accepting the product as evidence. So, dapat ba i-accept mo na lang yung product as evidence? Hindi enough yung product alone. Kasi nga, dapat alam mo talaga, paano niya ginawa yung product na yan. Kaya nga, diba, dapat pagpagawa ng mga task, better if ipa-explain talaga sa student para alam niya talaga na siya talagang gumawa mismo na yan. At hindi siya naggawa-gawa lang, nagpagawa lang or ano ba. Next, requiring handwritten work only. Hindi na pwede handwritten, no? So, nawala na yung parang technology integration. Sige, next. A teacher discovers that a supposedly inclusive activity unintentionally prevents a learner with a disability from participating independently. Which response best reflects inclusive practice? Ayan. So, na-discover ni teacher na yan, supposedly inclusive activity unintentionally prevents a learner with a disability from participating independently. So, yan, na-discover niya, no? That it will prevent yung kanyang inclusive activity sana, okay, is inclusive. Ibig sabihin, ipasali niya sana yung learner with a disability. But then again, it prevents them, no? Yung mga may learner with a disability from participating independently. So, ano yung best response for that? Of course, the correct answer here is to, remove the participation barrier. O baka hindi siya pinapansin ng mga baka hindi siya pinapansin ng ibang students, no? Ayaw lumapit sa kanya. That's why siguro, 'di ba? Parang na-feel niya na ayaw ko mag-participate because parang hindi ko feel na belong ako. Although gusto ni teacher sana na parang pina-practice si teacher yung inclusion, but then again, other students are not practicing inclusion kasi nga parang nire-reject nila or parang ayaw nila must feel, okay? Okay, so all students must feel na belong sila lahat, okay? Regardless of whatever their background is. Excuse, kailangan may excuse, hindi pwede, okay? Give the learner an easier activity. So, dapat challenging, para talaga ma-challenge yung kanilang skills, the cognitive, di ba? Hindi pwede easier lang. Kasi kung easier, parang hindi sila na-challenge. They're thinking na, all the time easy, di ba? Ask peers to complete the task. Hindi rin pwede yan siya. Okay? So, again, letter C. Next, number 10. A teacher uses a culturally familiar local example to introduce an abstract scientific concept that asks learners to critique whether the example accurately represents the concept. This most strongly demonstrates what? So, gumamit si teacher ng culturally familiar local example. Ayan. So, nagbigay siya ng example na about locality or culture. Ayan. Para mag-introduce daw siya ng yung abstract, in the mind only, imagination, scientific concept. No? Then asks learners to critique. So, yan, mag-critique sila kung yung example na yun ay tama ba siya in representing the concept, no? So, ano yung dine-demonstrate ni teacher? Of course, the correct answer is, kasi nga gumamit siya ng culturally familiar local example. That means, yung gusto ni teacher is to demonstrate localization, diba? With critical transfer. So, yan yung gusto ni teacher na ma-develop ng mga students, no? So, yan. So, dapat talagang based on the community, based on the culture, based on the context na kung saan nandoon yung learner. Dapat may critical transfer din. Hindi din enough na pure contextualization only. So, dapat localization na kailangan din ng students na magamit yung critical thinking nila. Hindi din pwede na rote reinforcement. Okay? And also curriculum reduction. So, again, letter A ang tamang sagot. Next, number 11. A teacher's students consistently achieve high test scores, yet classroom observations show little student questioning or intellectual risk-taking. So, ano yung conclusion dyan? So, yan. Students daw maka-achieve ng mga high test scores. Pero, pagdating sa observation, no, maliit lang yung questioning, parang walang engagement, walang interaction, di ba? So, anong conclusion? Okay, the correct answer here is letter B. Okay, the test scores provide incomplete evidence. So, hindi enough lang, no, na magaling ang students sa written. Kumbaga, nakaka-answer talaga sila sa mga tests, okay, sa mga, pen and paper test. Dapat, kasali kasi sa evidence, how they perform, no? Yung interaction nila, yung participation nila inside the classroom. So, kasali yon. as evidence na talagang may learning ang bata. Okay? So, teaching is necessarily effective. That's not also the correct answer. Students are insufficiently disciplined. Salibang discipline, hindi naman about classroom management yan. Questioning should be eliminated. Hindi pwede. Kasi nga, di ba, questioning, like yung Socratic method, okay, the art of questioning. So, it's very important, no? Yung Socratic method or the art of questioning para may engagement, di ba? And according to Lev Vygotsky, di ba, the social-cultural development theory, that the students can learn through interaction. So, better if may questioning, better if asking questions, no? Para talaga malaman ng students or para maka-learn talaga yung students. Next, a learner performs poorly during time tests but demonstrates mastery during extended performance tasks. So, ano dyan yung defensible na interpretation? So, ang bata daw, so poor siya when it comes to mga pen and paper test, no? Or mga time test, like 1-hour test, mga ganyan, mga pen and paper. Pero pagdating sa mga PT or performance task, ay todo talaga siya, no? Very magaling, no? So ano yan yung interpretation? Okay, the correct answer here is letter B. The assessment conditions may be obscuring competence. So anong ibig sabihin? Okay, ano yung ibig sabihin ng obscuring, mga ma'am and sir? What do you mean by obscuring? Obscuring. Okay, it only means, no? Ayan, pag obscuring, it means making something hard to understand, see, or find. So, yan yung ibig sabihin ng obscuring, no? Ayan. So, parang lang siya, obscuring competence. Okay? Or parang concealing lang. Kasi nga, magaling yung bata sa sa mga PT, sa performance, pero pagdating sa mga pen and paper test, hindi pa sila magaling. So, ibig sabihin, yung assessment na yun, it conditions only for those okay, obscuring competence. Yung parang hidden competence lang. Okay? Learner lacks, hindi ibig sabihin na nag-lacking na yung competence ng students. Kasi may maibubuga siya kumbaga. Always superior, that's also wrong. Tests. Sige, next tayo, number 13. A teacher wants students to evaluate the reliability of online information. Which activity requires the highest level of reasoning? Sige, saan dyan yung highest level of reasoning? Gusto ni teacher to evaluate the reliability. Again, ano nga yung gagawin ni teacher dyan? Reliability yung gusto niya. Di ba pag reliability, how consistent? Okay, the consistency. Yeah. Sige, saan dyan yung highest level of reasoning? Okay, the correct answer here, walang iba. Okay, kailangan i-compare yung sources. Okay, so comparing sources using explicit credibility criteria. So, mahalaga na mag-compare ng mga sources na dapat credible or verifiable. Hindi pwede define lang yung misinformation, listing, and memorizing. That's not enough. Next, a school introduces a new curriculum, but teachers interpret its competencies differently. What should school leaders address first? Syempre, kasi new curriculum yan, nai-interpret si teacher ng competencies. So, ano dapat yung school leaders address? Of course, yung shared interpretation of intended outcomes. Okay? The interpretation of intended outcomes para mas maintindihan ng teacher. Okay? Yan siya. Di pa decoration, examination, textbooks. Next, 15. A teacher notices that students answer questions correctly only after receiving leading prompts. What does this most strongly suggest? Sige, ano ang answer natin dito? Okay, teacher notices daw na yung students, they answer questions correctly kapag bibigyan sila na parang mga clues or hints, mga ganun. So, ano dyan yung suggestion? Okay, the correct answer is, ibig sabihin, okay, hindi pa na-achieve ng students yung independent mastery. Tandaan, hindi pa nila na-achieve yung independent mastery. Di ibig sabihin na prompting should always increase. Huwag ka na lang mag-assessment, no? Huwag mo na lang silang i-assess. Ibigay mo na lang sa kanila yung grade diretso. Charas lang. Students have mastered? Hindi din. Kasi nga, di ba? Parang nag-ano lang yung mga students. Parang ano lang sila. Spoon feeding. Mali yun. Okay, assessment is automatically invalid. O, mali din. Valid naman yung assessment. Yung way lang ni teacher, hindi valid. So again, independent mastery is uncertain. Sige, next. 16. A teacher wants to determine whether students can justify a decision using competing evidence. Which assessment criterion is most important? Determine whether students can justify a decision. Sige daw, anong criterion yung importante para dyan? If you want, okay, na yung students will identify, if gusto mo ma-identify, if the students can justify, kung kaya ba nilang i-justify yung kanilang answer using evidence. Okay, the correct answer, of course, magbe-base ka doon sa quality ng kanilang reasoning. Talagang itanong mo talaga yung students, tanungin mo talaga sila, gisahin mo sa pagtanong, no? Hanggang sa makuha mo, okay, yung reasoning nila. Dapat evidence-based at hindi gawa-gawa lang, no? Hindi gawa-gawa lang ng Illuminati. Okay? So, hindi na pwede number of sentences, accuracy of handwriting, amount of information included, that's also wrong. So, again, letter C ang tama. 17. A teacher gives immediate corrective feedback after every minor error. Students become hesitant to attempt difficult problems. What is the most likely instructional issue? Ayan, kasi always si teacher nagbibigay ng corrective feedback. No? Kapag may makita siyang maliliit lang na mga mali. Ngayon, dahil doon, kasi nabibigay si teacher na parang corrective feedback, kinokorrection na ni teacher, yung students ngayon, ayaw na nilang magkamali. Ano yan? Ano yung instructional issue? Okay, the correct answer is letter B. Okay? Feedback may be undermining productive risk-taking. So, dahil doon, parang, ayaw na ng student to attempt. Parang ayaw na nila. Parang hesitant na sila na ayaw ko na to kasi baka i-judge lang ako ni ma'am. No? So, yan. So, feedback may be undermining productive risk-taking. Na supposedly, dapat yung students expose sila with the difficult or the challenging tasks. Feedback is too delayed. That's wrong. Students need more correction. Depende rin kasi sa kanilang output. Kasi kung wala namang mali, bakit mo bigyan ng correction, di ba? Bigay mo na sa student. Ayan. So, difficult problems should be removed. That's also wrong. Next, 18. A learner says, I am just not a science person. After several unsuccessful attempts, which teacher response best supports adaptive learning beliefs? Ayan. So, sinabi ni learner, hindi lang ako science person. Ayan. Hanggang sa, after several unsuccessful attempts, no? Ayan. So, ang tamang sagot, walang iba kundi letter B. Okay, so emphasize strategy, effort, and revision. Ayan. So, parang, para talaga maano talaga ni learner na kailangan ko pang mag-effort. Okay? Dahil hindi successful yung mga ginawa ko, so dapat mag-effort pa ako, gawin ko yung best ko, bigay ko yung best ko, ganyan. Okay? So, again, letter B. Hindi rin lower. Okay? It's wrong. Confirm the learner's self-assessment. Wrong din yan. Assign easier science topics permanently. Assign ba? So, again, that's also wrong. Sige, wait lang. I-check ko ang mga answers ninyo. Teachers, nag-ano ba kayo? I hope is nag-ano kayo ha? Nag-check kayo ng mga answers ninyo. Okay? So, make sure na mamaya makasend kayo ng scores ninyo dito sa comment box. Alright, sige, let's proceed now. Ayan, so a teacher asks students to construct multiple solutions to a complex community problem and defend their preferred solution. Which combination is most evident? Sige daw, asks students to construct multiple solutions. Yan, multiple solutions to a complex community problem and defend their preferred solution. Which combination is most evident? Is it A, recall and imitation, B, analysis and evaluation, C, recognition and repetition, or letter D, observation and copying? Sige, anong answer ninyo mga ma'am and sir? Sige, construct multiple solutions. Sige daw, naka-answer na ba lahat? Sige daw, wait lang mga ma'am and sir. Okay, so may answer na kayo. Letter B ang answer ninyo. Sige, so construct multiple solutions. So ayan, so ibig sabihin, capable na magawa mismo yung mga students using, of course, yung mga higher order, no? Like creating, okay? Multiple solutions to a complex community problem and defend, okay? So yan. Defend their preferred solution. Yan. Which combination is most evident? So, hindi pwede na more on recalling lang. Hindi yan siya tugma sa situation. Hindi din pwede recognition and repetition kasi remembering lang yan. Yung letter A, remembering also. Ang letter D, observation and copying. So, it's like remembering also. Diba? Kasi nga nagka-copy ka lang. Diba? Ang ma-remember ko sa observation and copying, yung observational learning theory ni Albert Bandura. Ganon, 'di ba? Na usually ang mga learners daw nakakaintindi daw sila or nakaka-learn sila or ginagawa nila yung isang bagay out of imitating kung ano yung nakopya nila sa model na kanilang nakita. But in this case, the correct answer we have, of course, that's letter B. So, dapat analysis. Ano nga yung analysis? Breaking down. Okay? Breaking down the general idea or the general topic to specific. Okay? Or to yung parang i-break down mo siya into chunks. No? Into pieces. Ganun. Evaluation naman, of course, judging the worth or value of something. Yan yung ibig sabihin ng evaluation. So, you're going to judge, no? Justify, defend mo, ganun. Sige, next, 20. A lesson has excellent activities but no clear relationship between them and the stated competency. What should the teacher revise first? Yan. So, may excellent activities, ang ganda ng activities, pero wala namang relationship. No? Walang relationship sa competency. So, anong dapat i-revise ni teacher, of course? correct answer, walang iba. Hindi pagkalimutan na yung sinabi ko kanina, dapat may instructional alignment. Okay? Yung outcome, walang sense kung maganda yung activity pero hindi naman connected sa competency. Walang sense yun. Dapat connected talaga sa competency. Okay? Or sa outcome. Classroom seating ba dapat ang i-revise? Amount of visual aids is also wrong and homework quantity. Sige, next, number 21. A teacher discovers that a test item is answered correctly by almost everyone, including students who perform poorly overall. Which interpretation requires caution? Yan, na-discover ni teacher na yung test items correctly answered talaga ng lahat. No? So, hindi siya na-discriminate masyado kasi yung kahit high performing, even low performing can answer the question. So, anong interpretation na parang delikado? The correct answer is letter A. The item may have limited discrimination. So, walang discrimination, di ba? Kasi, pag sa discrimination, di ba, dapat positive discrimination. Ibig sabihin, the high-performing students must have a correct answer rather than those mga low-performing. Okay? Kasi kung low-performing din, ay at stake din yan. Ano din siya, no? Very cautious din yan. Kasi nga, pag low-performing, ibig sabihin negative discrimination. Okay? So, in that case, syempre dahil halos lahat nakatama. So, yung item na yan, it's limited yung kanyang discrimination. Okay? It does not mean na invalid kaagad. Okay? Or necessarily cheated yung students. Minsan, pag in reality, ganyan talaga yung conclusion kaagad. Pag the same yung answer halos, ay, nagkopya ito siya ba? So, again, that's also wrong. Again pag sa board exam, actual exam, especially Prof. Ed, ay naku, ideal answer talaga tayo. Kahit malayo sa reality. No? So, plastic na lang talaga ang peg natin, no? So, ayan. So, dapat talaga, ideal answer all the time. Okay? Ideal answer. Content was necessarily unimportant. Napakahalaga ng content. Okay? So, that's also wrong. Next, number 22. A teacher asks students to assess one another's work using a rubric before submitting final outputs. What is the strongest educational rationale? Ayan, ask students to assess one another's work using a rubric. So, gagamit ng rubric bago mag-submit ng final output. So, dapat, kumbaga gusto ni teacher na yung students yung mag-assess, no, ng gawain ng ibang grupo, okay, or yung other students using a rubric. What is the strongest educational rationale for that? Ano yung goal or the purpose? Okay, the correct answer, walang iba kundi letter B. Okay, it develops evaluative judgment. Kaya nga 'di ba sa high school, minsan yan yung ginagawa ng ibang teacher. Okay, group 1, kayo yung mag-comment, pagbigay ng comment sa presentation ng group 6, so mga ganyan, 'di ba? So it develops evaluative judgment. Okay? Kasi mag-judge sila. I-judge nila yung worth or yung value ng presentation, for example. Eliminates teacher responsibility. Parang pinasa na ni teacher yung kanyang responsibilidad sa ibang students. That's also wrong. Guarantees higher grades. That's wrong. Parang masyado reality. Reduces instructional planning. That is also wrong. Sige, next. Proceed. 23. Okay, a teacher's lesson plan contains objectives, activities, and assessment. But the assessment measures only memorization. The objectives emphasize creation. What is the principal problem or the main problem? Sige, so yung lesson plan daw, may objectives,
no, may activities, normal, ganun naman talaga pag lesson plan, no, may assessment. Pero yung assessment daw, it measures only the memorization, na mag-memorize lang yung students, just checking their knowledge lang, no, or remembering lang. Sige, ngayon, ang nakastipulate sa competency or sa objective, dapat mag-create yung students. So, ano yung main problem? Of course, the correct answer is letter B. Okay? So, may misalignment or weak yung alignment ng assessment sa objective. Okay? So, again, weak alignment. Hindi na ba the excessive content, no? Poor classroom management, hindi naman tayo nagdisiplina. Insufficient technology, that is also wrong. Next, 24. Students remember a concept during the lesson but forget it weeks later. Which strategy most directly addresses durable learning? Sige daw, students remember a concept during the lesson. Ay, hindi pa di ganyan mga ma'am and sir ha. O, dapat talaga yung mga nastudihan ninyo, na-review ninyo, dapat until the day of the board exam yun siya. Hindi pa di makalimutan. Kaya nga dapat ipasok talaga sa long-term memory. Sige, ano yung strategy para dyan? Of course, the correct answer is letter B, retrieval across spaced intervals. Kaya nga pwedeng magkaroon ng drill, no? Sa spaced interval, let's say, 5 minutes drill ngayon, tapos mamaya na naman, another 5 minutes, para ma-practice talaga yung mind at para mapunta yung concept na yon papunta doon sa long-term memory at hindi makalimutan agad-agad. So, hindi pwede repeated rereading, Diyos ko. Longer initial lectures, hindi rin pwede yun siya ha, very teacher-centric. Increasing note-taking, that is also teacher-centered masyado. Next, 25. A teacher allows students to make several unsuccessful attempts before receiving strategic feedback. Why might this be pedagogically defensible? Ayan, allow students to make several unsuccessful attempts before receiving strategic feedback. So, okay lang daw magkamali yung mga students, kada sabi ni teacher. Kasi magbibigay din naman siya ng feedback. O, yan. Sige daw. Saan dyan yung pedagogically defensible? Okay, tamang sagot, walang iba kundi letter A. Okay, errors can reveal thinking and guide revision. Kaya nga, di ba, kaya nga yung sinabi ko sa inyo teachers, okay na okay lang ang magkamali, no? Especially if it is just a practice test, no? Until such time na master mo talaga yung concept, hindi ka na talaga magkamali niyan, no? So, yan. Errors can reveal thinking and also it guide revision. Okay? Feedback is necessary. Again, wrong yan siya. Failure guarantees mastery. Hindi rin. Okay? Actually, practice guarantees mastery. No? Hindi failure. Okay? Students learn best without guidance? No. Kailangan ng guidance. Kaya nga, di ba, may tinatawag tayo na scaffolding. Di ba? O, yung ZPD, para ma-reach talaga ng bata yung zone of proximal development, diba? That the students can actually perform the task even without the assistance of the teacher or more knowledgeable others. Next, 26. A school plans to implement a technology platform because neighboring schools use it. What should administrators examine before adoption? So, yan, nag-implement ng technology platform. Kasi, yung ibang school, gumagamit din noon ng technology platform. Ayan, ano yung dapat i-examine ng isang administration or yung mga administrators bago nila gamitin yung technology platform na yon? So, yan, tamang answer, walang iba kundi letter. Ayan, dapat alignment. May alignment sa needs ng mga bata at saka sa evidence, sa learning evidence. Kasi kung may technology platform naman, pero hindi naman pala angkop para sa needs ng mga bata, hindi naman kailangan ng mga bata, no? Hindi naman siya nagsiserve as learning evidence, so wala pa rin saysay. So again, dapat may alignment. No? Hindi pwede dahil popular lang, o for visual appearance, or number of available features. That's also wrong. 27. A teacher notices that a digital activity increases engagement but produces no improvement in learning. What is the best conclusion? Kung na-notice the teacher na digital activity daw, mag-increase siya, it can increase engagement, no? Pag may digital activity, kasi yung iba magko-comment, 'di ba? Or magpo-post, mag-upload, but produces no improvement in learning. What is the best conclusion? Kasi kahit naggamit ng digital, wala pa rin. Walang improvement sa learning. So, anong conclusion dyan? Okay, the correct answer is letter B, engagement and learning are not synonymous. Kasi kung engagement lang, di ba, pag engagement, like talking, communicating, ganun lang siya. But learning, okay, so it entails many processes involved, many evidence, many products, many processes involved, no? So, hindi lang siya engagement alone, right? So, again, letter B. Hindi rin technology has failed universally, hindi naman. Students should use more technology. Ay, naku, kung mag-use masyado yung mga bata ng technology, they will become reliant to technology. At ayaw nilang gumawa ng task on their own. Digital learning should replace teachers. That is also wrong. Kasi again, the best technology inside the classroom is the teacher. Okay? The teacher talaga. Next, 28. A teacher uses a simulation where students manipulate variables and predict outcomes before receiving explanations. Which learning process is most emphasized? Ayan, gumamit ng simulation. Like, for example, yung sa physics PET simulation. Ayan, in which the students can manipulate. So, talagang hahawak sila mismo, hands-on. Ayan, and also predict the result. Okay? So, anong learning process? Correct answer, of course, wala iba kundi letter B. That's inquiry through prediction and feedback. So, inquiry, questioning, okay, or investigating. Ayan siya. Investigating through prediction. Okay, they're trying to create hypothesis of what will happen if ito yung gagawin, di ba? And also, kailangan ng feedback. Hindi rin pwede passive reception only. Kasi kung passive reception, ibig sabihin, yung students, naghihintay lang sila sa kung anong sasabihin ni teacher. Diba? Very passive sila. Walang ginagawa. Memorization, that's also wrong. Repetition of demonstration, wrong. Next, 29. Sige daw, i-check ko muna yung comment section kasi hindi ako Ayan, okay. So, dumadami na yung mga viewers natin. So, nasa 28. Very good. Sige, okay, sige. Proceed. A teacher wants to know whether learners can apply an ethical principle to an ambiguous classroom situation. Which assessment is most appropriate? Ayan, wants to know whether learners daw can apply an ethical principle. No? Kung kaya ba ng students na magamit kung ano man yun. Diba, when we talk about ethics, knowing what is right and what is bad, okay? Knowing what is good and bad, no? To an ambiguous, to unclear, okay? Unclear na situation sa classroom. So, ano appropriate para dyan? Of course, dapat, kasi nga, classroom situation man yan, so it should be scenario-based justification. Okay? Dapat scenario-based siya. Pag scenario-based kasi, like, may situation talaga, so somehow it is contextualized. No? Hindi siya matching test, definition, true or false. Kasi kung mga ganyan kasi, that's pen and paper test yan sila. Okay? Or very traditional assessment. Ang scenario-based kasi, it's like authentic. Sige, next. During discussion, okay, halfway na tayo ha? Number 30. During discussion, one student dominates every exchange. Which intervention best promotes equitable participation without suppressing the student's competence? Ayan. So, isang student daw nagdo-dominate. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, sobrang galing talaga. Ngayon, which intervention daw best promotes equitable participation without suppressing the student's competence. Kasi, inside the classroom, siguro na, first honor yan siya na student, so na-overwhelm, gusto niya na all the time siya lang yung magsagot inside the classroom. Hindi naman pwede ganon, diba? So, kaya nga nakalagay dyan, promotes equitable. So, when we talk about equitable kasi, ibig sabihin yan, yung mga, for example, yung mga magagaling na sa classroom, kailangan pa rin silang, of course, guidance, pero minimal na lang. Kasi nga, kumbaga, kaya na nila, diba? Like, thinking independently. Okay? Yan. Like 100% or maybe near 100%. However, yung mga hindi pa kaya, of course, talagang nangangailangan talaga yan sila ng needed assistance. Okay? So, yan. Kung sino yung nangangailangan pa ng needed assistance, sila yung pagtuunan din ng pansin. So, that's equitable. Kung equal kasi, pantay-pantay. O, ganyan. Kung ano yung meron sa'yo, dapat yun din yung meron sa akin. So, that is equal. Okay? Pero pag equitable kasi, kung sino yung nangangailangan, okay, sila yung i-prioritize. Okay? But then again, do not also neglect the others, no? Especially yung mga competent. Okay? So, kaya nga nakalagay dyan, without suppressing. So, ang tamang sagot, walang iba kundi letter B. Okay? So, establish structured participation protocol. So, sabihan lang yung students na, yung mga high-performing, dapat hindi lang kayo yung laging magsagot. Dapat also those who are not participating. O, ganon, diba? O, stop calling the student. Mali din yan siya kasi baka sa next niyan, magalit na yung student. Ayaw na niya sa'yo, or di ka niya favorite teacher. Okay, so lower the student's grade. That's also wrong. Bakit mo i-lower, no? Again, the grade of the students, dapat ma-define talaga dyan. Nakalagay included sa grade yung kanilang how well they perform inside the class, their skills, their cognitive, diba? Hindi nakasali yung dahil nagtatanong lang yung students or nag-participate lang. Remove group discussion, that is also wrong. Again, letter B ang tamang sagot. Next, 31. A teacher receives contradictory feedback from students, parents, and colleagues about classroom effectiveness. What should the teacher do first? Ayan. So, si teacher, naka-receive daw siya ng contradictory feedback. Yan, from students. Very contradictive. Okay, about the effectiveness sa classroom. Ano yung kailangan gawin ni teacher? Tamang sagot, walang iba kundi letter B. Okay, triangulate the evidence from multiple sources. Okay, so hindi pwede na i-accept mo na lang kung ano yung kanilang feedback. Hindi pwede ganun. O ignore the feedback, that is also wrong. Change teaching, wrong also. So, dapat, itingnan mo muna yung evidence, okay, from multiple sources. Okay? Yun. So, you still need to consider their feedback as well. But then again, you need to check or triangulate the evidence. Next, 32. A learner with strong verbal ability performs poorly on a task requiring spatial reasoning. Which conclusion is least justified? Sige, ano kaya yung answer natin dyan? Okay, learner with strong verbal ability performs poorly on a task. Okay? Performs poorly. May strong verbal ability siya, magaling siyang magsalita. Pero, poor siya when it comes to spatial reasoning. Yan. So, anong conclusion? Okay, the correct answer we have letter C. Okay? Ibig sabihin, learner lacks overall intelligence. Kasi nga, doon lang siya magaling sa verbal intelligence only. Yan, may verbal intelligence siya. But when it comes to yung sa spatial or sa visual spatial na intelligence, so lacking siya doon. Okay, so letter C. It does not mean na kailangan ng instructional support, no? No. Wrong also, the task involves a different cognitive demand. Wrong also yan. Multiple forms of competence may exist. That is also wrong. So again, letter C. 33. A teacher notices that students copy model answers but struggle to generate original solutions. Which change would best increase cognitive independence? Ayan. Kasi si students mahilig magkopya, no? Kopya lang kung ano yung answers ng iba. Okay? Ayan. Kaya mahihirapan siya to create solutions, no? So, ano yung change? Para magkaroon siya ng independence in thinking and in learning. Okay, the correct answer, walang iba kundi letter B. So, gradually remove scaffold. So, hindi dapat all the time si teacher magbibigay ng hint, ng assistance, ng prompts, no, ng clues, no? Ganon. So, dapat gradually or over time, i-remove mo yung scaffolding or yung assistance na binibigay mo sa student para si student, no, wala yung kanyang yung parang dependence niya. Rather, it will be changed into independence, no? So, kahit wala si teacher, kaya niyang gawin yung task. Okay? So, yun siya. Increase copying exercises. Increase ba? Give identical examples. So, that's also wrong. 34. A teacher wants to determine whether students understand a concept deeply rather than merely recognize it. Which evidence is strongest? Yan. Determine whether students understand a concept deeply. Okay? Rather than merely recognize it. So, of course, the correct answer, walang iba kundi letter C. So, focus sa explanation and application in a novel. Pag novel, new. Okay? In a new context or novel context or in a new situation. So, yan siya. So, yan yung parang ine-emphasize, diba? Yung pag-explain and also applying the knowledge sa new situation. Okay? So, wrong yung correct definition, correct multiple choice, accurate copying of notes. That is also wrong. 35. A school requires every teacher to use the same instructional strategy for every class to ensure consistency. What is the strongest concern? Ayan, every teacher daw dapat gagamit ng similar or parehong instructional strategy. Dapat lahat na ng teacher, every teacher. Ayan, parang may consistency. So, ano yung concern? Okay, syempre, ang concern is yung issue? The main issue there. Okay, the main issue, walang iba kundi letter A, no? So, consistency may be confused with responsiveness. Ayan, so, baka akala nila kasi consistent, okay, baka akala nila consistent na yung ng student, respond na sila, responsive na yung students. That is also wrong, okay? Kasi again, iba't iba yung learner mo. So, you have to use different strategies, no? So, yan siya. Hindi rin pwede teachers will have fewer worksheets. That's wrong. Students will learn too quickly. That's also wrong. Classroom routines will disappear. That is also wrong. 36. A teacher's assessment results show that most students missed one competency while mastering others. What is the most appropriate next step? Ayan, so it shows there in the result of the assessment na yung mga students daw, okay, they missed one competency. Nakalimutan lang siguro yung isang competency, pero yung iba naman is master nila. So, ano yung next step ni teacher? Kailangan bang i-reteach? Sige daw. Ang tamang sagot dito, walang iba kundi letter B. So, kailangan i-analyze mo muna yung learning gap. Okay? So, dapat may alamin mo kung ano yung learning gap. No? Kasi nga, na-miss nila yung competency. However, naturo mo naman yung ibang competency. So, you need to analyze again the learning gap ng students. Okay? It does not mean that you need to reteach. No? Analyze first. Hindi lang pwede repeat the same test or increase homework universally. Sige, next, 37. Okay, a teacher uses a rubric with vague descriptors such as excellent, good, and poor. Students interpret the criteria differently. Which revision is most useful? Ito usually yung mga binibigay ni teacher, no? Yung mga unclear descriptors, no? Or yung feedback nila, no? Excellent, or yung mga sinasabi nila like good, poor. Ngayon, kung interpret yan siya ni students, okay, they will be interpreted that descriptor differently, okay? So, anong revision? The correct answer, walang iba kundi letter B. Yan na yung sinabi ko kanina na dapat pag magbigay ng feedback, should be specific, no? In what particular area na appreciate mo yung ginawa ng bata? In what particular area naman yung kailangan niyang improve? So, dapat specific siya, okay? So, specify observable performance indicators. Right? So again, letter B. We will not answer A, add more performance levels. No need na mag-add ka ng performance levels. No, hindi pa din na sobrang dami yung performance levels mo rin. Okay? So yan. So magdadepende din yan sa number, sa criteria mo and yung needed na points. Okay? Increase the rubric's visual design. May May effect ba yung visual design? That's also wrong, no? Remove student access. So, wrong. So, again, letter B. Next, 38. A teacher wants learners. Wait lang. Check ko muna yung comment section. Kumusta na kayo, teachers? Okay pa ba kayo dyan? O kanina 29, ngayon 25 na lang. Sa matirang matibay talaga, no? Or baka yung iba is meron silang work or may ginagawa. Sige, let's just understand, okay? Kasi talagang nagbigay talaga kayo ng time ninyo. Sige, naglaan ng time. Okay, let's proceed. A teacher wants learners to become less dependent on teacher approval. Which practice best supports this goal? Gusto ni teacher na yung learners ay hindi na sila magdepende sa kung ano man yung sasabihin ng teacher sa kanila. Okay, the correct answer here, walang iba kundi letter B. Okay, self-assessment against explicit criteria. Tandaan, teachers, kung kanina, 'di ba, formative assessment is assessment for learning. Pag self-assessment naman, that's assessment as learning. Okay? Assessment as learning. So, ang assessment as learning, ang pag-a-assess sa sarili, of course, it can be done during and even after, 'di ba? Necessary yung self-assessment kasi para talagang ma-monitor mismo ni student yung sarili niya, o bakit na zero ako, bakit mali ito, 'di ba? Bakit hindi ko maintindihan ang concept na ito? So parang mag-iisip siya, okay? Diyan na pumapasok yung sinasabi natin na metacognition, no? Thinking about thinking or learning how to learn. So yan. So diyan na pumapasok yung gusto ni student na i-monitor yung progress niya, no? Ayan. So, self-assessment. Okay? Ano yung strategies na gagawin niya para mas madali? Okay? Or para mas maka-learn siya. So, self-assessment yan. Assessment as learning. Tandaan yan. Teacher approval after every. So, again, mali yan. Frequent public ranking. That is also wrong. Okay? Immediate correction of every response. Hindi rin pwede always nalang correction. Diyos ko. So, dapat may appreciation pa rin. Paminsanan lang, okay? When needed. Yan. Sige, next 39. A school intervention improves test scores but widens achievement gaps between groups. How should leaders evaluate the intervention? Sige daw, anong tamang sagot dito? So, yan. The school intervention improves test scores. Diba? Let's say, may parang aral program, tutor, mga ganyan, tutoring, or ano ba, ng mga remedial, mga intervention. Okay? Improves test scores daw sa mga bata. Pero it widens achievement gaps naman between groups. So, ano yan? Paano yan? How should the leaders evaluate the interventions? Okay, the correct answer we have letter B. So, kailangan nila i-examine. Okay, so examine talaga both the overall and the subgroup effects. Kasi baka sa specific group lang may epekto, but in overall wala naman. So, dapat kailangan i-examine talaga. Both, no? Both. The overall and also yung mga by group, mga subgroups. Declare it successful. Diretso ba? Declare ka agad. Disregard subgroup results. Disregard ba? Wag, hayaan na lang kung ano yung resulta. Or pabayaan na lang yun. Yun na yun. End all interventions. Balik dun yung i-end mo lahat, no? So, kailangan yung intervention by the school. Sige. So, let's now have number 40. A teacher asks students to defend opposing positions before reaching a conclusion. What cognitive benefit is most directly targeted? Sige daw. Ask students to defend opposing positions before reaching a conclusion. So, mag-defend muna bago pa makagawa ng conclusion. So, anong cognitive benefit yan siya? Okay, the correct answer, walang iba kundi letter A. Okay, that's perspective analysis. Tandaan yan siya. Ang cognitive benefit na yan is perspective analysis. Hindi yan siya fact repetition lang, ha? Okay? Procedural fluency ba siya? May process ba? Wrong. Automatic recall, hindi din. Kasi nakalagay dyan, defend before reaching a conclusion. So, that is analysis. No? Perspective analysis. Sige, 41. Okay, a teacher wants to determine whether a student's improvement resulted from an intervention rather than normal development. So, which evidence would be strongest? Ayan, determine whether a student's improvement resulted from an intervention. Sige daw, anong tamang sagot dito? Okay, the correct answer here, walang iba kundi letter B. Okay, so multiple measures across time. Ayan. Kaya nga, kasi nga nakalagay dyan, para ma-identify niya talaga yung improvement ng bata, no, na galing sa intervention. Okay? Ano yung evidence? Of course, yung kung maraming mga multiple assessments, no? Kung maraming assessment yung gagamitin, okay? Hindi lang one assessment alone, dapat differentiated, no? Dapat marami, parang varied tasks, okay? So hindi pwede post-test score, that's also wrong. Isa lang pa talaga, no? That's wrong. Student opinion. Teacher impression, Diyos ko, pag teacher impression, parang may, favoritism, dyan lumalabas. Sige, next tayo. Number 42, a teacher gives students a complex task without sufficient background knowledge or guidance. Binigyan mo yung students ng napaka-komplikado na task na wala talaga silang kaalam-alam, okay? Wala silang background knowledge. So, most become overwhelmed. Sino ba namang hindi ma-overwhelmed kung wala silang alam dyan, di ba? Which principle was most likely neglected? Ano yung parang hindi na-consider ni teacher? Okay, the correct answer is letter A, scaffolding. Okay? Scaffolding. Kasi bakit bigyan mo kaagad ng complex task yung bata, di ba? Na kahit walang guidance pa talaga, walang assistance from the teacher, di ba? So, lacking yan ng scaffolding. So, kailangan yung pag-scaffold, no? Hindi rin siya competition, okay? Acceleration, that's also wrong. Standardization, that is also wrong. So, again, letter A, scaffolding. Next, 43. A teacher initially provides worked examples, then asks students to complete partially solved problems, and finally assigns independent problems. What is the strongest rationale? Ano kayang answer natin dito? initially provides worked examples. Kumbaga, nag-provide si teacher. Then, nag-ask siya sa students to complete partially solve problems. Kumbaga, tatapusin nila kung ano yung na-start ni teacher. Finally, assigns independent problem. So, parang ang nauna is si teacher, parang nag-guide siya. Then, sumunod na yung pagiging independent ng students. So, ano yung rationale? Okay, the correct answer is letter A, the gradual transfer of responsibility. Ganyan dapat, no? So, at first, kailangan talaga ng guidance, no? Hanggang sa, yan yung guide learning, hanggang sa the student, maka-achieve na siya ng mastery learning, no? Na kaya na niyang gawin yung task na yun, kahit complicated pa yun, na kanyang sarili lang, okay? Or independent. Permanent teacher control ba? Mali din. Reduced cognitive demand. Hindi pwede. Dapat kailangan talaga ng cognitive demand, especially if you want your students to achieve higher order thinking skills, diba? Hindi rin pwede elimination of practice kasi mahalaga yung practice, no? Para talagang maka-understand yung bata at para may learning talaga. Okay, next, number 44. A teacher wants students to recognize their own misconceptions before instruction. Which strategy is particularly appropriate? Want students to recognize. Gusto ni teacher na dapat yung students mismo kaya nila i-identify yung mga maling kaalaman, okay? Bago sila mag-start sa lesson. So, anong strategy yung ginawa ni teacher? Okay, ang correct answer, of course, walang iba kundi letter A. That's preconception elicitation. So, elicit the preconception. Okay? Yung i-check mo yung background knowledge ng students, no? Tama ba yung background knowledge nila? Okay, ganon. So, preconception elicitation. So, hindi pwede lecturing, no? Wala kayong alam nito. Pues, mag-lecture tayo. 1 hour. Hindi pwede ganon. Summative grading, that is also wrong. Silent copying, but obviously that's wrong. Next, 45. Students consistently perform better in collaborative tasks than individual assessments. What should the teacher investigate before concluding that collaboration is superior? Sige daw. Consistent na yung bata na makaperform siya magaling siyang mag-perform sa mga collaborative. Ibig sabihin sa mga grupo-grupo, yung mga by group activities, no? As compared to individual. So, hindi niya kaya pag individual. Pero kung collaborative or by group, okay lang sa kanya. Ngayon, what should the teacher investigate? So, ano dapat yung investigate ni teacher before concluding that collaboration is superior? So, syempre, ang dapat i-investigate walang iba kundi letter A. So, whether individual tasks introduce different cognitive or affective demands. So, yan dapat, no? So, whether individual tasks introduce, kasi baka yung task na yan, yung sa individual, it can introduce, no, yung ibang cognitive. Baka ibang ibang competency yung kayang ma-achieve ng students, no? And also affective. Di ba pag affective, like yung value, the attitudes, cognitive naman, of course, yung sa thinking, intelligence, no? Yung sa mind. So again, letter A ang tama. Hindi pwede group grades are higher. Dahil dun sa group grades are higher, kaya gusto niya ng collaborative. Wrong. Students prefer groups. Also wrong. Individual assessment is unnecessary. Actually, kailangan yung individual assessment. Kasi di naman all the time na by group palagi. Okay? So again, letter A. Next, 46. So, last 15 questions na lang, mga ma'am-sir. Okay? Malapit na tayong matapos. Sige, a teacher discovers that a learner's apparent non-compliance occurs mainly during tasks involving extensive reading, which response reflects sound professional judgment. Ano yan dyan? Na-discover ni teacher na yung non-compliance ni learners, okay, yung non-compliance, so hindi nako-comply kahit anong kailangan na i-comply ni learner, hindi nako-comply si learner. Sige daw, occurs mainly during tasks involving pag mag-read na, extensive reading. Ano dyan? Professional judgment. Okay, the correct answer is letter B. So you need to investigate the task-related barrier. So you need to know the reason. Bakit ayaw ni students, no? Non-compliance siya when it comes to extensive reading. So you need to know the barrier of the task, okay? What hinders them? Okay, so ganon. Hindi rin pwede increase disciplinary sanctions, no? Remove reading. Napaka-importante ng reading, okay? Especially reading comprehension. Not reading alone. Dapat kailangan with comprehension also. Label the learner unmotivated. That is also wrong. Next, 47. A teacher asks students to critique an AI-generated explanation and identify unsupported claims. Which literacy is most directly developed? Is it mechanical, critical, digital, procedural, or handwriting literacy? Kasi lahat literacy yan. Mag-critique yung students ng AI-generated explanation. And kailangan niyang i-determine or i-identify niya kung verifiable ba yung mga argument na yan. Unsupported claims. Sige, anong literacy yun siya? That is actually letter B. So, nagiging critical, digital literate yung mga bata, no? So, critical, digital literacy because they are trying to use their own critical thinking, no, in analyzing or identifying, no, about yung sa AI, which is, of course, by using your digital tools, di ba? O hindi siya mechanical, no? Hindi siya mechanical, hindi siya procedural, so, hindi naman siya process. At mas lalong hindi handwriting. Next, 48. A teacher wants to increase transfer from classroom learning to real-life decision-making. Which task is strongest? Yan, increase transfer. Increasing transfer from classroom learning to real life. Sige daw, ano yung strongest dyan? Of course, walang iba kundi letter B. So, dapat authentic assessment or authentic task talaga. So, you let the students to solve an unfamiliar authentic problem. Okay? So, para real life talaga mismo. Yung makarelate talaga sila in reality. Mali yung repeating textbook. Memorizing, that is also wrong. Completing identical worksheets, also wrong. Kasi puro mga ano lang, hindi authentic, mga traditional, or pen and paper only. Sige, let's have 49. A teacher changes a lesson after analyzing exit ticket responses. Which professional practice is best demonstrated? Sige, ano kaya ang answer natin dyan? Ayan, changes a lesson after analyzing Ano kayang answer natin dyan? Of course, the correct answer we have, that is reflective instructional decision making. So, yan yung ginagawa ni teacher. Actually, hindi lang yung students yung dapat mag-self-assessment. Dapat the teacher also, no? Kasi sa self-assessment, included dyan yung reflection, no? So, kailangan mag-reflect, no? Ayan, so reflective instructional decision making. Because, of course, malalaman ni teacher na ay hindi pa pala nagets ni student. Ano yung dapat kong gawin para sa next na naman is next batch or sa next na mga learners is ma-apply ko na yung new strategy. Okay? Para mas madali nilang mag-gets yung topic. Okay? Hindi siya curriculum abandonment. At hindi naman siya avoidance and also unplanned teaching. So again, letter A ang tamang answer. Okay, next, 50. Sige, a teacher asks students to generate criteria before evaluating several possible solutions. What is the principal cognitive advantage? Sige daw, ano kaya ang answer natin? Sige, ano dapat yung answer natin dyan? Ask students to generate criteria. Okay, the correct answer is letter. Okay, yan. Clarify the basis for judgment. Kaya nga, kailangan may criteria talaga. Okay, generate criteria before evaluating several possible solutions, no? To clarify whether that judgment is evidence-based ba yan or hindi. Okay? We will not answer avoid making decisions, reduce evidence use, and memorize. Okay? So again, letter A. The last 10 questions, mga ma'am answer. Last 10 questions na lang. I hope you're still there, alright? Sige, so let's have 51. A principal evaluates teachers solely by student test score averages. Which major limitation should be considered? Ano kayang answer natin dito? A principal evaluates teachers solely by student test score. So, mag-isa lang talaga na in-evaluate ni principal si teacher na nakabase lang din sa score average ng mga students. So, anong major limitation? Walang ibang sagot kundi letter B. Outcomes may reflect multiple interacting factors. So, hindi lang test score alone, no? Yung average lang yung basihan. No? So, marami mga indicators of learning. Okay? Yan. So, hindi siya test-based score averages only. Kaya nga nakalagay dyan, outcomes may reflect multiple. So, marami. Okay? Maraming factors. Not only the test score averages. Again, letter A, scores cannot contain, wrong. Teachers do not influence, wrong din yan. Tests should never be used, that's also wrong. Teachers do not influence achievement kasi yung teachers daw ngayon ay yan daw yung role model sa mga kawalang hiyang ginawa. No, mali yun ha. Kasi sinasabi na walang modo daw yung teachers. My God. Sige. So, proceed tayo sa 52. A teacher notices that students can explain a concept orally but cannot apply it independently, which conclusion is both defensible. Students can explain a concept daw orally, pero pagdating naman sa another situation or new situation, di na kaya i-apply kung ano yung na-learn niya. So, anong conclusion? Okay, ang tamang sagot, walang iba kundi letter B. Okay? Conceptual understanding may not yet be sufficiently functional. So, it does not mean na kung magaling ka na sa concept, o parang theoretical ka lang magaling, pero sa application, wala kang skills, wala kang alam, 'di ba? Kaya nga 'di ba dapat ang bata, no? Hindi lang dapat hindi lang dapat more on cognition lang yung pairalin sa students. Dapat kasali din yung psychomotor tsaka affective, no? Para pag nasa new situation siya, okay? So, hindi lang mangingibabaw yung kanyang theoretical lang, no? So, dapat may application. Yan. So, yan. Letter B ang tamang sagot. Explanation and transfer represent identical mastery. That's wrong. Oral explanations are irrelevant. Irrelevant ba? Independent work should be eliminated. That is also wrong. Again, letter B. Next, 53. A teacher plans an interdisciplinary project involving science, mathematics, and community issues. Which condition most strongly prevents it from becoming merely a collection of activities? Nagplano na ng interdisciplinary. Ibig sabihin ng interdisciplinary, it involves many subjects, many disciplines na pwede mo silang i-connect or dapat may relationship. Let's say, mathematics topics, pwede siyang ma-relate sa science, sa English, no? May concept sa social studies na pwede siyang i-relate sa science, sa English, ganon. So, yun yung interdisciplinary. Okay? So, which condition daw most strongly prevents it from becoming merely a collection of activities? Prevents it, ha? Yun yung question. Okay, saan dyan yung makaprevent? The correct answer is, which condition most strongly prevents it from becoming merely, maka-prevent merely a collection of activities lang. Okay, collection of activities. So, dapat, establish a shared authentic problem para talaga may application talaga or para makita talaga yung association or the relationship if ever na merong authentic problem and aligned outcomes. Dapat reality, okay? Real life. Okay? So, yan. Wrong yung having many subjects represented. Wrong. Increasing project duration. Wrong also. Using multiple technologies. That is also wrong. Okay, 54. A teacher's classroom is orderly because students fear punishment. Which evaluation is most appropriate? Yan. So, malinis masyado yung classroom. Very arranged talaga dahil may fear na yung bata. Takot na sila na mapanisyan ng teacher. Sige, anong evaluation ang appropriate para dyan? Okay, the correct answer is letter B. Okay, so order alone does not establish quality management. It means na okay, anong evaluations? Ibig sabihin, it does not mean, okay, na order alone, okay, it does not establish quality management. Okay, kasi nga nakalagay dyan, orderly daw yung teacher's classroom. Okay, because students fear punishment. Kumbaga kumbaga takot na yung students dahil ano na masyado, no? Takot na yung students, takot na sila na mapanisyon sila. That's why they keep the classroom arranged. Okay, so again, order alone does not establish quality management. Kasi sa management kasi, classroom management, it involves not only your classroom na neat, organized, but kasali din dyan yung behavioral ng students, no? Their behavior, okay, inside the classroom. So again, letter A, classroom is necessarily well managed. No, hindi yan siya, okay? Fear is the strongest motivator. Diyos ko. Nakapatrauma pang mga bata dyan. Punishment should be increased. Siguro ang ginawa ni teacher, nag-punish talaga si teacher, no? At first, nag-punish siya. Kaya natakot na yung bata. So, ang nangyari is, dahil takot na yung mga bata, palagi na silang naglilinis. Where in fact, hindi naman yan yung quality management alone, no? Yung order lang. Okay? So, again, letter B. Sige, next, 55. A teacher wants students to monitor their progress during a long-term project. Which tool is most appropriate? Gusto daw ni teacher na i-monitor yung progress, no, ng mga bata during a long-term project. Okay. So, anong appropriate para dyan? Para ma-monitor ni teacher? Okay, the correct answer is milestone-based self-monitoring rubric. Okay, so yan, yung pwedeng ibigay ni teacher, okay, sa students, no? So, milestone-based self-monitoring rubric. Para malaman talaga if may progress ba, okay? If may improvement ba sa kanilang project or wala. Okay? So, again, letter B. Final examination lang ba? Wrong. Attendance sheet or teacher lecture? That's also wrong. 56. Okay? A teacher finds that students give sophisticated answers during guided discussions but revert to superficial responses independently. What should be examined first? Okay, answer natin dito. Students give answers daw during guided. No? Pag may guidance si teacher during discussion. Pero, superficial lang yung responses nila independently. Okay? Yung ibig sabihin, parang hindi pa sila makaka-answer or parang, ano lang, yung very shallow lang yung kanilang idea pag independent nilang gagawin. So, ano dapat yung i-examine una ni teacher? Dapat i-examine ni teacher, of course, okay, we have, ayan, whether scaffolds are being withdrawn too abruptly. Okay, next, 57. A teacher is designing a performance task and wants to minimize, construct irrelevant barriers. Which decision is best? Designing a performance task and wants to minimize, construct irrelevant. Anong decision? Walang iba kundi letter B. Okay, ensure the task demands match the intended competency. So, dapat yung task, okay, dapat align with the learning competency. So, hindi pwede magawa-gawa lang ng task, no? Para gusto lang, trip lang ni teacher. Okay, that's wrong. Letter B ang tamang sagot. A, make unnecessary formatting. Wrong yan. Increase task complexity. Wrong din. Penalize unconventional but valid. Wrong. Okay, next, 58. A school launches a reading intervention with impressive initial gains, but the gains disappear after support ends. What should leaders investigate? Kaya ang tamang sagot, a school launches a reading intervention with impressive initial gains. Yeah, then gains disappear after support ends. What should leaders investigate? Tamang sagot dito, walang iba kundi letter A. That's sustainability and transfer. Yan. So, dapat, okay, kailangan na hindi pa din na dahil makita mo na si student ay parang nag-improve na siya or parang may improvement na, like small improvement lang, hayaan mo na kaagad. Hindi pwede ganon. Dapat sustainability, no? Sustainable na at until the end, magaling, talaga, kaya na ni students, capable na sila, and dapat they know how to apply their learning, not only inside the four corners of the classroom, but even outside, no? Sa mga contextualized situation. Let's have 59. A teacher asks learners to examine a proposed school policy, identify assumptions, predict consequences, and recommend revisions. Which sequence best describes the dominant cognitive processes? Ano daw yan? Asks learners to examine a proposed school policy. Okay, the correct answer is letter B. Okay, that should be analysis, evaluation, creation. And yung tatlong yan yung mga HOTS, okay, or the higher order thinking skills, no? The HOTS in the revised Bloom's taxonomy. Okay, so hindi pwede recall lang, observation lang, classification lang, kasi yan, mga lots yan siya, or mga lower order thinking skills. And ang last number, we have number 60. Two instructional approaches produce the same average achievement, but one requires substantially less teacher direction and produces greater student self-monitoring. If the long-term goal is learner autonomy, which approach is preferable? Gusto daw, learner autonomy. Independence of learners. Sige daw. Same average achievement, but one requires substantially less teacher direction. Okay, the correct answer, walang iba kundi letter B. Okay, the approach developing self-regulation. In other words, the students can monitor himself or herself, can control, okay? So, kailangan, magaling na siya to regulate himself or herself, no? When it comes to like strategies, ano ba yung dapat gawin ni student para makakuha siya sa topic, no? Makasabay siya sa lesson, ganyan, no? So the approach developing self-regulation. Hindi pwede teacher-directed kasi kung teacher-directed, para nagiging dependent si student, no? Using more worksheets, Diyos ko. So very masyado, no? Yung parang binumbard mo lang ng assessment yung mga bata, no? Tapos pa talaga, pen and paper test pa talaga, hindi pa performance. It's also wrong. Approach requiring more supervision, that's also wrong. Again, letter B ang tamang sagot. Okay, and that ends po our rationalization teachers, no? So, time check, it's 7:52. Ayan, tapos na po yung ating rationalization. Parang, feel ko perfect kayong lahat kasi halos yung mga answers ninyo ay tama. Okay? Halos na mga answers tama. Sige daw, be. Okay, so count your scores, teachers. Count your scores. And kindly send it here sa comment section. Dapat proud, ha? Dapat proud kayo, teachers, na mataas yung scores ninyo. Kasi feel ko talaga lahat kayo ay perfect. Mga perfect scorers. Sige daw. Ayan, Ma'am Janet, 55 out of 60. Ang laki. Ayan, 5 mistakes only. How about the others? Ayan, Ma'am Maria, 59 out of 60. Sir Ralph, 57 out of 60. How about the others? Ilan yung scores ninyo? Ilan yung scores ng iba, teachers? Okay, ayan. So, 55, 58. Ayan. So, diba? Dito pa lang sa Prof. Ed, matataas din yung scores ninyo. Tandaan, teachers, ha, yung Prof. Ed, malaki yung percentage na yan sa inyong overall rating. So, make sure na dapat familiar kayo with the concepts, no? The important concepts in Prof. Ed. Kung meron kayong mga Lorimar books, you try to read the book. Pero ngayon, parang wala na. Masyado eh. Yung time kasi, 'di ba? Ngayon kasi ano na eh, baga August na. So yung kalaban nyo na lang yung time, no? Kasi papalapit ng papalapit yung exam ninyo. So yung gawin ninyo, mag-answer talaga kayo teachers, mag-practice kayo, no? Para masanay yung test taking skills ninyo, okay? Then of course, you have to master the concept also, like if ever meron kayong reviewers, no, meron kayong yung parang lecture based, yung parang concept based na reviewer, 'di ba? Ayan, para mabalikan nyo lang yung mga fundamentals or mga basic, hindi nyo makalimutan. Okay? So, ayan. So, kung may book kayo, kung kaya nyo pa, kasi manipis lang naman yung assessment, natapos ko talaga yung assessment the book. No? Ano pa yung natapos ko pag-read ng mga books dati? Assessment, mga ganyan. Okay? Ano pa ba? Natapos ko child and adolescent. Natapos ko talaga yan, mga Lorimar. No? So, ganun, teachers. So, ayan. Thank you very much also sa inyo teachers for participating. So, maraming salamat talaga sa pag-participate ninyo. Okay? Sige, ayan. So, continue to study. Okay? Continue to study. Continue to review, teachers. So, thank you very much. Okay? God bless you all. So, sana lahat kayo ay LPT. So, let's claim it. Claim it, LPTs. Papasa at magta-top ngayong September 2026. Ayan. Okay? Once again, thank you very much, teachers. See you next time. Thank you po.